Finally, another PS5 game. Yes folks, you heard that right, Returnal is a bona fide PS5 release. But is it worth $70? Well, that really depends on your penchant for roguelites. Housemarque is back and I'm into it. Ever since Super Stardust HD, they immediately appeared on my radar and haven't left ever since. This time around, the studio is reinventing itself with a third-person shooter roguelike/roguelite. The latter bit is important because, like Hades, you're going to be keeping permanent upgrades, and in the case of Returnal, shortcuts. So if you loathe the idea of starting all over upon every death or failed run, that's not as much of a concern here. The gimmick involves a very Prometheus-esque setup of a woman named Celine crash landing on an alien planet filled with creatures that would make HR Geiger squirm. Every time she dies, she appears right back to the crash site and needs to figure out why she's there, with a bit of coming to terms with personal trauma added in for good measure. As a result, Celine feels more like a character than a lot of similar genre staples, but there is a good degree of subtlety to avoid Returnal descending into cloying schlock. Mechanically, you'll get to your eventual endpoint by huffing it and air dashing through a handful of biomes as you upgrade both an in-run track that you lose after death and an overarching permanent track. It takes some getting used to, but the adaptive triggers and rumble is neatly used here, allowing for regular fire if you lightly press down on L2 to aim, and alt fire if you slam down hard. Each biome pits you against a big boss at the end, then you move to the next biome, get more upgrades, and try your luck again. It's very addictive because the light bit of rogue moniker is prevalent in the minute-to-minute design. Returnal doesn't feel overly oppressive for the sake of it, as enemies can be handled through pure skill and twitch action, and don't have many opportunities to cheese or otherwise one-shot players, so long as you have situational awareness. Weapons also pack a punch, as do the vast majority of upgrades. Returnal uses a clever risk-reward system too, which can grant you access to better equipment if you chance that a marked item might give you a penalty. Typically you can heal these off with some other items and/or some sort of imposed challenge goal, like collect 200 currency. With this gambling system in mind, the pacing is extremely on point. Typically upgrades are always within reach, and if they aren't, I can try my luck with the curse mechanic that can also be adapted to with enough time and skill. Even the chance-based systems of Returnal can feel fair and balanced. A helpful map that marks items without guesswork is a huge plus. Its pacing also highly benefits from a moody atmosphere that is haunting with 3D audio on PS5. It's unsettling pretty much at all times, which is a very cool way to play a tense roguelike.
Xenoglyphs scratched into it.
It's all good so far, right? Well, likewise, the more you play and the more you learn and adapt, the more it can become too familiar. In each individual biome, I didn't find the enemy or environment variety to be interesting as I'd like, and if you're stuck on a particular area for a while, it can start to get very samey. It's exasperated by lengthy periods between permanent upgrades, which can result in a lack of tangible in-game progress. A problem for people who don't feel like picking up mechanics is its own reward. Daily challenges and leaderboards might coax more out of a specific audience. Personally, I'm going to ignore them. Then there's the rest mode requirement. In Returnal, you need to rest mode your PS5 in order to save progress during a hiatus. So if you're on a really lengthy good run and want to play something else, you're pressing your luck. Given how many issues I've had with rest mode since launch, I'm always uneasy using it, even if all my tests haven't seen any issues. Returnal is a mostly thrilling sci-fi action romp that suffers from a lack of scale at times. In the moment, I'm completely fixated on my run, upgrading like a fiend and dashing around for iframes like I was playing a Capcom game. But after that run ends and I'm looking for the bigger picture, Returnal can feel a little smaller than it actually is. Keep that in mind before you take the pricey plunge. But instead, why not plunge into some written reviews, news, original features, and more over at Destructoid.com. And as always, thank you for watching.